Good morning, everybody. Tequila here, and welcome to episode 10 of Tequila's Tower. And before we get started here, somebody from the community who wishes to remain anonymous has reached out and wants to do a large gem pack giveaway. That's the $20 one. So all you got to do to enter the video is be subscribed to the channel, leave a like on this particular video, and as well leave a comment and in the comments, let's get your opinions on the new core module, the one that I am very positive on. I think it's going to be absolutely insane for EHP builds. I know a lot of later game players and people that are running Glass Cannon are not quite as big on it. They're all calling it kind of an assist mod for the third black hole only. So let's get some opinions on that in the comments, please. Hey guys, I'm very sorry, Future Tequila here. And I forgot to mention the results for the gym pack giveaway are going to be sometime next week when I release my next video. Um, I'm not exactly sure what day it'll be, but it'll likely be mid to late next week. As well, before we actually get into everything, I wanted to reach out and say a huge thank you to the other content creator, Spartan, who actually had me on an interview earlier today. And I will leave the link to that in the description below. Please go check it out. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to him. He's absolutely amazing. He is a big part of why I actually started my YouTube journey, and I couldn't be more appreciative. So make sure you go check him out. Now, getting into this video, see here, we are at 330 trillion coins lifetime, and in the last video we were at 130. That was 2 weeks ago, so roughly doubled my coins in the last 2 weeks. We're pretty much on track from that. And if we check out my favorite tower tool here, Project Rend, as you can see, we have been making some massive gains here. So I started trying out farming tiers 10 and 9 and 10. They were considerably better over here than what tier 9 was. And I'm actually finally farming tier 10 officially. It is now slightly better than what tier 9 is, even though they're still very comparable. I'm getting around 6,400 waves, and it is taking me around 9 hours for a run. I am just shy of that 1 trillion coins per hour mark. I'm really looking forward to getting that. This past run was actually slightly better. Just shy of 9 trillion coins, 9 hours, 20 minutes. Another shout out here, if we look at the analytics, which it's a little wonky because of the update, and this run was updated with uploaded with screenshots, so it didn't have all of the information. It didn't have the new coin bonuses that Rend has. That's because I was away from the house and I didn't do it right with my phone. But if we look here on these runs, what's really cool to see is how much coins the steel chip is actually getting us. If you see, it's actually getting me almost double my spotlight. And if you remember, I have quantity 4 spotlight with 44-degree angle, so roughly 50% coverage, as well as the max spotlight coin lab, and I'm still getting almost double the coins there from the steel chip. So I would highly recommend, we can look at that here shortly, but I would highly recommend putting as many clicks into the fetch chip as possible to get the maximum daily rewards, and then as soon as you have those, which we can look at mine, which I would say, well, actually, we can go ahead and look at that now. If you look at mine, I have about the minimum you can actually get, so 45s across the board is a good way to remember that. I get the maximum daily, it actually just reset, but I get the maximum daily gems, medals, common mods, and rare mods every single day. The only thing that you could argue is the extra reroll shards and shards you would get from fetch. However, I think with the changes to the bounty chip, as you can see, mine is decently developed here. I think that the coins you're getting from Bounty outweigh the module pieces from Fetch. And um, we actually covered this slightly in the Spartan interview, but what I am now calling my crown jewel of my account is the effective paths worksheet, which I highly recommend everybody filling out. If anybody needs help, the Spartan Discord linked below. Come in and ask in the player questions or start a new thread for yourself. There are an amazing team of mentors there and plenty of people that love to help. So my effective path sheet here is actually recommending me go into Smart Missiles and Spotlight well before Chain Lightning, and this is taking into account that I am actually running a Mythic Plus Dimension Core, which I will be dropping as soon as I get more gems and pull the new Black Hole module. But with running a Mythic Plus Dimension Core, it is telling me to go into Smart Missiles and Spotlight. And I have to scroll all the way down here to almost 54,000 stones before it recommends me going into Chain Lightning damage level 2. And a lot of people have been saying, you know, I've invested too much into Smart Missiles already. I only have 3 damage clicks into Smart Missiles, and I believe 1 or 2 clicks into Smart Missile quantity here. So I have invested very little stones into my Smart Missiles. I did the math on it, and it was just shy of 100 stones. I think it was somewhere in the range of like 83 stones that I've invested. And so I have not actually put much investment in there. Now, if you look at my labs here, it is telling me to finish maxing out my Spotlight Missiles lab, which I am currently in the process of. I have Spotlight Missiles in lab 4. It will stay there until it is maxed. I am loosely following the effective path sheet. I mean, this is not to be taken as gospel. However, it is very useful. The formulas are here for a reason. And, you know, it says to take it with a grain of salt, but at the same time, they are still very useful. And so for me, I'm going hard into my Spotlight Missiles here. I will gold box this. Other labs here, I am almost done with my... Oh, no, sorry, I finished it, actually. I finished... Of course, I did the glitch thing. I finished my Deathwave Cell bonus. So I have Deathwave Cells maxed finally. I'm gonna do another probably 2 levels in here because looking at effective pass again. Deathwave coin bonus is not super high up currently, so I'm gonna kind of churn away with this roughly, like, you know, I'm following it loosely. I'm gonna do 2 levels into my Deathwave coin. I'm gonna get coins per kill up to around 60, 62, somewhere in that range, and then start working on, you know, some other stuff like the gold bot and maybe some golden tower bonus. I'm going to keep lab slots 2 and 3 for EHP. I'm going to gold box my standard perk bonus as well as the Deathwave health. And if we look at my EHP here, I'm going to kind of, once again, loosely follow my EHP. I'm going to keep labs 2 and 3 for EHP. Lab 3 is actually gold boxing standard perk bonus, so going to get it all the way to 25. It will not come back out because it does everything, EHP, damage, and what's it called? Econ. So I will have currently my outlook is lab 5 will always be lab speed until it is maxed. We have like another 200 days of that. So lab speed will be there for a while. Lab 4 is going to be damage. Once again, loosely following effective paths here. So for now, it's going to be gold boxing Spotlight Missiles. Then it will go into some shock multiplier, some more damage and crit. Something very interesting as well is because I am focusing on a Spotlight Missile / Smart Missile build, I'm actually not getting attack speed recommended for quite a while, actually. Yeah, in my next 100 labs, it doesn't even tell me to do any attack speed because the majority of my damage is coming from these missiles, which with max Spotlight Missiles is every 2 seconds, and then with Missile Amp, it increases the damage multiplicatively. Currently, my Missile Lamp Lab is level 14, which is a 22x damage multiplier. But yep, that's about it for the labs. So let me turn off the effective pass here. And so I am still running the Rangeless Blender that I showcased in the last guide video. We do not unlock range. I'm in a I'm in a fully devoed attack workshop outside of crit chance. My defense is decently invested into it. This is an EHP build, so 5100 for health and regen, gold boxed these four, gold boxed orb speed, and then I've got a little bit 1000 levels into wall health. I have the majority of this utility tab gold boxed. I've only got 200 levels into enemy attack level skip. Everything here gets gold boxed by around 2000 waves. Everything in the defensive tree is getting gold boxed around 4,000, and then the damage stuff gets gold boxed around 6,000, and that is using some cash to click. However, this is a fully AFK'd strat. This damage does not matter. If we look at our enhancements, same thing. I am investing in defense absolute. This is not recommended, but I'm going to anyways. Defense still fully devoed, and then the enhancements. I am focusing on getting these up because I want this enemy attack level skip, or rather just level skip enhancements. And so kind of my goal right now is I'm going to primarily focus in getting my EHP up. So right now I'm at 13 trillion. I'm making around 9 trillion per run. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that tonight's overnight run, I will make the 9 trillion for this next click of cells. And then after that, I will likely get at least 1 or 2 levels in all of these. And between this little bit of clicks into the enhancements plus my labs, I will likely be able to get a little bit more. And if I pull Rend back up here, it actually goes to show I've now grown to 21.9 trillion average daily coins, and this number is really cool to see every single day, almost every single run actually. This number goes up just a tiny bit, and less than a week ago I was below 20 trillion, and I've just been slowly climbing every single day, every run. This number gets a little bit higher and higher. And then also, if we look at the graph here, that also agrees with it. And I'm getting really close to that 1 trillion cells per hour, which is awesome. So for cards here, I have now pulled and maxed all of the rare cards and started getting some of these levels into the epic cards. According to Project Rend, I still need another 15,620 gems. Or sorry, gems of pulling cards. And that will max out all of these. I also went and unlocked, I did 182 waves on tier 14 for this milestone. I unlocked tier 15. I have not tried it yet. I will likely do that again sometime later. My goal right now is to get this Primordial Collapse. I think it's going to be insane for EHP builds. At Ancestral, it's an 80% damage reduction. And so my current goal is I'm going to do 1 full click of stones into my sync cooldown to get it down to the 2-minute mark. And then I'm going to go for the perma black hole with a 60-second black hole, and I'm going to have to pump this duration just a little bit. But I think that perma black hole with the new module, I will likely keep the same range. However, I'm going to try testing out the regular just min range, which is the 69.5 meters with 3 black holes. I'm going to try that out, but I'm pretty confident that the extra 50 to 80% damage reduction is going to jump me an entire tier to where now I'm currently farming tier 10. I think I will easily get tier 11, and with that I will also be able to knock out tiers 11, possibly even 12 milestone rewards, which I cannot remember what the milestone reward is for tier 12. Legend. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, tier 12 is this 10% lap speed, so that would be big for me. What is this? Top 4 and champion? Yeah, that's going to be a while before I get that, but it's also only damage per meter. We don't care about damage. We're a fully HP build. But for tournaments here, I actually I did a last minute join, so I was in a 20-man bracket. I AFK'd 226 waves. I got rank 18, and in a 20-man bracket, it's very hard to demote. I think it's actually impossible unless you have a 6-way tie at the very bottom. So I'm staying in Champions League this time, and that is big because I'm able to get more stones. And the perma black hole I think is going to cost me somewhere in the range of 1,700 stones, so quite a bit. And with me barely staying in here, you know, I'm only getting 90 stones per tournament. I will likely try to do a last minute join every one that I can while I'm in Champions. If I cannot and I'm doing Platinum, I don't have much of a problem promoting. All of these runs were done pretty AFK'd, and as you can see, I'm getting around, you know, just over 900 waves and finishing top end of Platinum, so nothing to worry about there. For the guilds here, everybody's putting in their 5 contributions so far, so we're doing pretty good. I did buy the background because it's the highest coin multiplier, and then again, I will pick up everything here. I'm actually pretty interested in that, but Econ is king, so I will be buying first at least these two, because for the gems per guild relics or whatever they're called, uh, these are the most bang for your buck. It's 100 for a 0.8, and I think, and then it's another 100 for these 2.6s. After that, I'll get the guardianships, and then finally I'll get the tower. After the tower, I will be getting the blue one for the extra health because I'm EHP, and then I will finish it out with the crit factor. This is good later on, especially being able to run ultimate crit and getting it a little bit extra damage scaling on the smart missiles. It kind of double dips it there, so crit is really good. And then whenever we finish that out, I will be buying as many of these little chips as I can, as well as any of these, getting the remaining in gems. But yep, I highly recommend investing into the bounty chip once your fetch is 45s across the board. I personally would choose the coins over the modules. For mods, I think everything here was about the same. I'm getting very close to the level 101, so I will be able to get a 4th substat here on my G-Comp, as well as my possibly dim core, but very likely going to be whatever the new module is called. I cannot remember. The primordial collapse, because I'm planning on trying to find a way to get some stones, and if I do, I will be getting at least mythic, possibly even ancestral, of this primordial collapse. I think it's going to be insane for EHP. An 80% damage reduction is going to let that push a lot farther. It is my current prediction that EHP is going to be efficient at farming tier 16, because currently it's somewhere around 14 with just sharp fortitude. An additional 80% on top of that, I think it's going to get pushed into tier 16. And I really think it's a lot better than people are giving it credit for. But I had some very bad luck today pulling all of these. I pulled 1,800 gems, and I got 1 G comp on the first pull, and then I got a whole lot of whites. So not too good of luck there. I'm getting pretty close to the pity actually. And I think that's gonna about do it for tonight. Just kind of as a wrap up, please go check out that Spartan video. There is the gym giveaway on this video. You have to like, comment, and subscribe. Preferably leave a comment telling me what you think about the new Primordial Collapse relic, or module rather. And as well, in the description below is the link to Dizzy's Discord for Project Ren. I highly recommend it. To me, it is the single best tower tool in the entire game. And I I hope you all have a good night, and just remember, guys, it's a good day to have a great day.